So I will navigate through how we approach this and go through some examples. So in this journey, we start with identifying the personas, because software delivery model is a multifaceted model. So it has very different personas, and based on their skills, their seniority, their teams, what the technology platform they are working on, the journey differs. So we should identify and tackle the journey based on that. And we create this developer journey maps based on the value stream techniques, because it's the most suitable one, as the path to production is a value stream, obviously, and it is the most critical value stream of a technology organization. So we start with setting all the stages of the SDLC, then drill down to all the activities, the main stakeholders in that activity, which tools are used, and how we can measure, with which metrics we can measure that part, that specific feedback loop. And we come to the measurement problem. So engineering excellence is not directly about measurement, but it's the foundation. With data, you prove your point. You explicitly show everyone where the friction is. And here we use mainly two metric approaches, quantitative and qualitative ones. So quantitative ones, we adopt the approach of space framework and adding the cognitive load assessment, and we have created a list of developer experience metrics with huge benchmark data right now. But we also use qualitative data based on surveys and focus groups. We gave importance to the developer surveys. Why? Even the leading technology organizations right now cannot measure any of these metrics from day one. Either they cannot integrate all the data points and aggregate them, or they don't even have that data points because of the misconfiguration of the current tools. So what we need to do? We need to go and ask our engineers, because when we ask them honestly and try to make their life easier, to make them focus more on the creative tasks, they will answer it. And they will come up with more context, even a better context than the quantitative ones. Because a developer can directly say that build a code and releasing it to an environment could take too many time. And it will be great. And even there are some stages in the SDLC where you see a specific developer is at the coding stage. But a developer has too many cognitive loads, especially the senior ones, on themselves, so that even in the coding phase of a specific project, they need to onboard another team member, help other teams to get proficient with the new design practices. So it will give better context. So what we suggest is that first, use qualitative metrics, go with the surveys, apply focus groups, and have the qualitative metrics. It will give you the most frictionless part. Then, when you have an idea, go with the quantitative metrics. It will give you much deeper insights. So you can differentiate between teams, you can see all the details among the tools, so you can identify the results better. But in the further phases, use them both, continuously measure and understand and give the context by these all insights. And one important thing here is do not just focus on what you have right now. It is easy to measure what you have, but focus on where value resides. And finally, what it leads to? It leads us to impact mapping. So with the current developer journey in hand and with all the measurements we make, while we map them, we can directly identify all the frictions in our journey. And from those frictions, we can benchmark ourselves with our competitors, and we can create dedicated initiatives with setting net key results. So an initiative can be providing a self-service onboarding. If you have an onboarding issue, if you are onboarding a newcomer around 2 months, you should put it around 2 weeks if you want to be a leading organization. So you should have a clear key result in this. And yes, there are some accelerators currently we have in the market, and 2 of them distinguish. The first one is the internal developer portals, which are an integrated hub, and think them as a homepage of the developers. When they come to office or working in their home, when they start the day, they go to there and they will be able to access all the environments, systems, documentation, service catalog, all with ease. Starting with Spotify's Backstage open source project, it gave a great traction, and right now most of the leading banks started to adopt this, and it's very making the life easier for engineers.